Welcome to another video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about something really interesting that I really didn't expect, but Plarium really want you to be starting new accounts. So if you ever thought about starting a new raid account, or you ever thought about starting raid altogether, now might be the really perfect time for it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be awesome, but now let's get into it. So, what are we talking about? Well, Raid have this new promo code for new players in their first 24 hours, in which they could be going to their promo code section and they could be using the promo code Desert Queen. With this code, you will be getting your hands on one of the most amazing Void Legendary champions you could be starting off the game with, and we're talking about none other than Tuhanarak. Tuhanarak is a Void Legendary support champion from the Barbarian faction, and she is definitely no joke, and I cannot believe you actually get to start the game with a champion like this. Like, literally, hands down, this is truly insane. When you first start off Raid, you usually have access to a decent nuker, in the form of Kale, to say the least. And also, if you download the game from my download link, you're also gonna get your hands on the amazing Legendary champion Corrado from the Shadowkin faction. And this guy also is super good to have in the early game because he has the weaken debuff, which is something you're just not gonna have access to for quite a while. So yeah, it would be not the hardest thing in the world for you to get yourself a nuker in the first few days. Be it Corrado, be it Kale. He also has super amazing stun, a very good block active skill lockout. The passive ain't no joke. Extra crit rate, making it super easy to build champions, all of that good stuff. And you get it for free by downloading the game from my download link and finishing off the tutorial, as well as getting your hands on Ugo, which is going to help you with the decreased defense, the block buffs debuff, and also a good amount of healing. And also you're going to be getting yourself the amazing Tagore, which gives you revive as well as increased speed aura, so that would be super cool as well. But what Tuhanarak also does is she is going to be decreasing speed for the opponents, which is super cool. And she has that on her A1, like that is definitely pretty awesome, as well as giving you continuous heal. And not only that, these continuous heals are gonna help you in the form of cleansing, because her passive also removes 1 or even 2 random debuffs if your ally champion is under continuous heal. And this happens no matter if she's stunned, controlled, provoke, that kind of stuff. She is just going to be doing this on auto each time she gets a turn, and she will be cleansing a lot of your champions this way, which is pretty awesome. On the A2, we also have the amazing debuff decrease attack plus block buffs, which would be pretty awesome, but also she has debuff spread. Not very many champions do this, but the debuff spread is actually super cool because you get to actually spread even single target debuffs from a enemy and spread them to the other enemies this way, which could be pretty awesome. And even if you don't have any debuffs on the enemy, you're always going to be spreading the decreased attack and block buffs as long as they've actually landed, so you will need to build her with a little bit of accuracy. But there's that. This is also a little bit unreliable because you could be spreading all sorts of different debuffs instead. So if you really wanted the block buffs, let's say, it's not going to be happening 100% of the time on all of the other enemies. So there's that, but still definitely pretty cool. And last but not least, the A3 is going to be on a free turn cooldown when booked, and this is going to be giving you increased speed as well as increased defense, and both of these buffs are absolutely essential for any successful Raid Shadow Legends team, both for PvP and for PvE. It would be lovely to have both of these buffs on your champions, and this only takes 2 books to get to full utility, which is super good. Talking about the books, she is definitely very well worth it booking out completely, because her A2 gets dropped by cooldown. It is a little bit book hungry, sitting at 5 books, and her A1 also requires extra books if you want to be landing the decreased speed more. And yeah, that would be a grand total of 11 legendary skill books, which is definitely not low, but she will be worth it for you. And she will be one of the best support champions for you for quite a while. Like, I myself do not have this champion, and God knows I'd be very happy if I did, but you guys are lucky that you can actually start Raid with such an amazing champion. Combined with all of the other amazing champions you can get from my download link, like, that is gonna make the game so much easier for you and so much more enjoyable in your first few weeks, months, and so on and so forth. It is truly unbelievable we're living in a time like this where you literally start off the game with a freaking legendary champion straight off the bat. And not only one, in your case it's gonna be 2, as well as a couple of top tier epics. Like back in the day when I was first starting out, literally we were getting freaking rares, man. Freaking rares, maybe an epic, and not even a good one. So it is definitely a pretty cool time to be starting Raid. If you still haven't tried it, I can assure you the game is really worth it. It is much deeper than what you might have heard. It is just a whole different story, really. She also has a pretty helpful aura, by the way. She increases accuracy in all battles by 70%, and accuracy when you first start off the game, it's not the easiest stat to be looking out for. You don't have a perception set just yet, so this is gonna make the threshold for landing your debuffs a lot lower, and you probably won't even have to care about that building accuracy on your champions just by having her in the lead. This is gonna cover you for a lot of the early game for sure. Like, you're gonna be cruising through campaign with this aura, all of that stuff. She is gonna get you covered. Like I said, this is going to be a promo code for you when you're first starting off. In your first 24 hours, you want to be using this promo code if you want to get the Tuhanarak, but from what I hear, you're still actually capable of using the promo code Supreme6. And that is going to be getting you the legendary Void Champion again from the Orc faction, Supreme Galek, which is also absolutely broken, by the way. A very amazing thing to be having in your first few weeks of the game, truly, because he has a very helpful debuff HP burn, which is going to skyrocket your progress against things like Spider, for instance. So you definitely have a pretty hard choice to make. Again, I'm not 100% sure if Supreme 6 is still active. From what I hear, they extended the duration of this promo code by 1 month. So this is also a very valid option to be going for. But if you're just a classic kind of guy, you could also be going with the Monkey King promo code, which has been around for quite a while, and that is going to give you the amazing legendary champion Sun Wukong, which is an absolute monster in all sorts of PvP content, and you could be utilizing him very well in all sorts of PvE content as well, especially in your first few months in Raid. Other than that, you can still use the promo code GetAlice to get yourself Alice the Wanderer, but honestly, she is not as amazing as the other few champions I already talked about. She was awesome for people that actually got her with the 5-star soul alongside with her, but as a standalone, just straight up champion to be picking, I don't know, I just believe there are much better things to be going for from the promo codes I listed so far, and she is just a nuker in the end of the day. You are gonna get access to many nukers, whereas getting access to top tier Void support, that is just not happening way too often. You also could be going for Green Ward and Ruark if you feel like getting yourself a pretty good defense utility champion like him. He brings the amazing buffs like increased defense, strengthen, but it's only on him. But he also brings the taunt debuff, which nowadays is not as amazing, but it still has its cases. He also brings things like decrease attack. The passive ain't too bad, but yeah, honestly, he's a cool new champion, and it's kind of cool that they gave a promo code for him. The promo code this time would be Tree Hugger. And that is gonna net you this cool legendary champion, but he really isn't as amazing as the rest of the champions I told you about so far. And last but not least, you also could be going for Loki, who is also a pretty cool legendary champion, but honestly, he is a little bit too complicated and a little bit too niche for players that are just starting off the game. Like, when you start reading all of these requirements, all of these things, he does give a pretty intimidating vibe, if we gotta be completely honest, for new players especially. So I would not be advising most new players to actually be picking Loki here, even though he is pretty good even in the end game. He is just a little bit too niche. I would be going for other options if I was just starting off the game. In this case, Get Loki would be your promo code. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope this helps you make a good, educated guess if you decide to start Raid in 2025. This way, you're just gonna be so much further ahead straight off the gate. You're gonna be getting champions people haven't gotten even after 2 years playing the game, like this guy, for instance. So yeah, I hope you do decide to give the game a shot if you still haven't, and if you do, my download link would be the perfect place to do so. And don't forget you can drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you find the content helpful. Thanks for watching, I'm Chris05, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.